Hi, my name is Charity Willison, and I am just a mom. I have three children, and I am starting to write children's books. I also have a background. I've been going to Bible school from Charis Bible College, and I have just had this passion to write books for children. And what I'm trying to do is bring across messages that I don't see very often in finding books for my kids, especially my 10-year-old right now. We did some homeschooling for several years now, and I would have to go and look for books for him to read. And it was a struggle trying to find books that really had a positive message. Um, his natural desire is to have books that are uplifting. There's not a whole lot of heavy conflict. He's not into monsters or things like that scare you, or he just wants books that uplift and give messages of strength, messages that tell him he's can be an overcomer. I mean, he's not fearful or anything like that. He just does not prefer to feed on things that that bring a heaviness, that bring tension, and then all of a sudden there's a release. There's the climax of the book, and then all of a sudden there's a release. So, in looking for books that would relate to him, I said, you know what? There's not a whole lot of books with a real strong, positive message. And I was like, and initially I was trying to get, to tell you the truth, I was trying to get my mom to read books, but she's a teacher of English and she's very good, very articulate in this area. And then um, about a year or so, I guess it's been a year now or so later, I thought, you know what? I can do this. I feel like I can write books. And especially in learning some of the principles I've learned through my Bible college and things, I was like, I can write books to help children have a message of how God sees them, messages of unconditional love, and messages on how do you filter conflict? How do you filter things that are happening in school? How to filter adversity when you're struggling in school? How do you filter that to your mind? How are you supposed to think through that? I know we could say you can do it. We give encouragement, but how can we teach them to filter through that? Well, it's a wonderful way to teach them is through a story. Have somebody else filter it. And they're like, I can think that way. I can think that God can help me. I can think that I can do it, but I don't have to rely just on myself. I have sources to pull from, like a teacher or a friend or a mom that can encourage you, or a dad that can take you out and say, you know what? I have faith in you and what God has put in you. These can all come through these stories, and these stories of strength and stories of hope that we can share with our children that can teach them how to think. And if they teach them how to think in life through these conflicts or through adversities, there is nothing that they can't overcome. And I think we'll start to push back these stories that now, kids are becoming depressed and kids are struggling with anxieties and things of this nature to where they have ADD and they have medications they need to be on. Teenagers are committing suicide and these horrible stories that we're feeling. And I'm like, why? Why are we not teaching them how to filter life? So these books are about that. These books are about teaching your children how to think and teaching them what the Word of God says, but not doing it in a way that even sounds that direction. It's just stories that teach them principles on how to think and how to respond and how to manage at their level where they are through different things that happen, that they know that they can come out on top as victors. And these messages of hope is what our children need. I mean, our kids have been through much already, through these last years here in America. And I want to make sure that we have books that they can relate to and have books that they can use to think through, to help them think through their conflicts in their little lives. And I'm excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited because I know this will help so many of them. And I know it'll even help parents, when you're trying to talk to them, it's like, well, how do I reach them? When they're struggling or maybe they're being emotional, it's like this is a great tool to help parents too. So I'm very excited about it. And I wanted you to know what this was about. And I wanted you to know a little bit about me as the author. And these are going to come out this year, 2023. I'm so excited. So they are going to come out. Hope probably not as fast as I want them to, but they will come out, and I'll be working very hard. I encourage you to put your email in, and I will keep you up to date on what's happening. Where the process is at the time. Right now, we're still waiting on our illustrator to get some of these pictures done for me. So I want you to walk through this with me. So feel free to put your email in. We don't sell emails or anything like that. It's just to keep you abreast on what's happening because there are going to be several books coming out. This is not going to be just one. This is going to be a plethora of books sharing principles that will help them morality wise. It will help them to know where they are in the word, according to good word of God, strong word of God principles that are in these books. So I'm excited. So I encourage you to come with me, put your email in just so you know what's happening. Even if you don't buy any, that's okay. If you happen to know a friend that has middle school, and maybe you can have her or that family come and check us out. All right. Thank you so much. And I'll let you know what's going on. Stay in touch.